Why don't we pair up? And hit the town together. I'll be your wingman. Even if it means me taking a chubby, I will suck it up.
Ooh.
And now.
That's fun.
Talk and rock.
The Big Dumb Fun Show.
You're listening to the Big Dumb Fun Show. We're live Monday, 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you've got a smartphone, which I know many of you do.
Smartphone is smart.
Download the TuneIn app and Google search right in the TuneIn app, Big Dumb Fun Show, and bookmark us because you can listen from your favorite mobile device 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
It is ROCKtober on the Big Dumb Fun Show, and appropriately we have Calvin Cotton from the High Voltage Rock and Roll Radio Show. It's on KKFI Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, midnight to 5 a.m. You can tune in to hear an eclectic mix of just everything rock and roll. It's facebook.com/High Voltage Rock and Roll. That's in roll, not and. Idiot. Rock and Roll Radio Show. And Calvin, welcome back. Talking about your eclectic mix again. You've got on your last show, and I love how you do like a little recap. You kind of post, hey, here's all that we featured last time. I mean, you got AC/DC on there. I mean, that's pretty mainstream,
well,
right?
That's our opening, basically.
That's the opening song.
That's the theme song.
Yeah.
High Voltage. So that always starts it off, and then from there it can go in a lot of different directions.
You got some signed, and you have some unsigned. You have some local, you have some national. You got a little bit of everything on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to, the sets I put together personally, me, Calvin, I tend to the way I tend to structure it is I'll usually have maybe one or two guys in with me, either Travis and or Big John. They're going to be basically our two remaining cast of nasties, in addition to me and Chuck, who are the producers and programmers that will come in and help out a little bit with some of the sets in the middle of the show. But I always open up with kind of high energy, harder hitting stuff. Lately I've been doing a lot
Something to wake you up at midnight?
Basically, yeah. Well,
and a Red Bull.
Basically, I do a lot of punk type stuff during that early part of the show, just hard rock, sometimes some metal, sometimes some real heavy alternative type stuff. I do a lot of local material earlier on usually because a lot of the people in the bands are still up where they can listen, and a lot of times they will tune in to hear their own songs on there. So
yeah, you got Skindred on there, Adam Evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, Unwritten Rules. Who's been probably some of your favorites to actually have in studio and feature their tracks? Because you interview these bands live.
Uh-huh.
They'll come in the studio every once in a while, right?
Sometimes they'll be up for coming on down, and I say, if they're willing to come down at that hour.
3 a.m.
I'll accommodate.
That'd be good during summer when they have Monday night gigs.
Most recent band I had in for an interview, we had a really good interview, was a punk band that's relatively new on the Kansas City scene, American Discord. Mm-hmm. These guys have some roots in KC, but also in Seattle and New York. And actually, I went to they were one of the bands that played the punk rock pillow fight party at the newsroom Saturday night, and I went down to that with my pillow and got beat up by some girls, actually. But
how much you pay for that?
I mean, there's like some Hellcats down there. But
well, so now this is the kind of music you play. Is it the music that you listen to personally? Like you go to these shows. I've seen you at the coffee house. I've seen you at some of these events, the locals being played.
Yeah, we ran into you over at Collapse Fest.
Yeah, I go to a lot of
are you like, man, I really like the classical music. I wish I could play it on the air.
I'm basically a rock and roll guy. I tend to lean personally a little bit more towards punk and garage rock and heavier psychedelic stuff. But I like metal. I like old glam metal. I mean,
Calvin,
I like
you're
all
a big
kinds of
J-Lo
things.
fan, aren't you?
Yeah, you like some J-Lo?
J-Lo, Destiny's Child, Beyonce. Come on, I see you jamming to that, shaking your booty.
Maybe behind closed doors.
Yeah, it's very closed doors with locks on them.
His GPS gives him wrong directions, and he ends up at Sidekicks or Buddies.
Very odd.
That's what happens when
Justin Bieber. I heard he's your
new. A few Bush
new.
classics, and I just go nuts.
You got Rocker Lips in though.
Yeah, Rocker Lips. They were interviewed by Kurt when he was still doing the show too, when they were coming out with Needle in the Groove. But I've known those guys for a number of years. They're good friends of ours, and they actually headlined. We did a tribute concert for Kurt the spring after he died, and they were our headliners for that over at the Record Bar. But Rocker Lips, Meat Shank's been in a few times. Surrogate Sons actually came in a few times, played live once. They're now defunct, but they were a band from the North KC area, and Mike, the drummer's in Breakpoint method out of Salina now.
You should get Righteous Ficus in there. I've heard really good things about Righteous Ficus. You should look them up. Now, what about Drek?
With a big lead singer.
We had Drek in. Drek's on the show tonight.
No.
Oh, you should get him.
We've had Malachi in. The Out of Styles, which is now with Slim Hansen, and now they've morphed into the Filthy 13, which is this real low-down, dirty blues band. But the Out of Styles is more of a Dead Boys type punk band.
Have you ever had a band in studio where you're like, oh, this is going to be great. I love their music. I can't wait to talk with them. And then they get in to the studio, and it's like...
they're so shy.
And it's like they're shy, or it's just the worst interview ever. Have you ever had that, or has it always been pretty chill?
No, everybody's been pretty good. And the times where I had where maybe there were some...
That's just us.
The times I had where
Just
maybe it
us.
was people who weren't all that talkative, it's like the whole band came in, so I could kind of go around and get everybody to talk a little bit, and we could keep it moving that way.
One of my favorite horror stories was horror stories. I'll tell you the other ones later. But
I don't wanna know.
we had it was Thrust. Have you ever heard of Thrust?
Oh, yeah, with Greg Devine.
Yeah. So we had Thrust in. They came into the studio, and at this point in time in the show, the studio was in a house. Right, it was, so they came in, and I'm just giving it all I got. I'm just like, hey, tell me about this, and then I'm just going reaching way back, like, and how did you get your name? Just like really, I'm just drawing anything I can, and there's literally somebody brought like it was either like a Maxim or a Playboy or something to the studio, and the guy just sat there and read the magazine like the whole time. And the guy, the drummer, was the only guy that would talk to us, but he was also like out of touch with what the band was even doing. Like, so you got some upcoming gigs? You got something you want to talk about?
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you're like in a cabana. Like you're on KKFI. Everyone knows that it's actually a real radio station, and people take it seriously when they come in there, right? Us, on the other hand,
We got a
not
green
so much
room
so.
with a coffee maker and all that.
Jealous.
We got a coffee maker.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Broadcasting
pizza?
from Cabana 4.
Yeah, it was just atrocious.
And
I didn't know if anything has
Lonnie
happened to you, if it
Anderson
was...
and Lonnie Anderson is our receptionist.
Oh, very cool, very nice. You do the turkey drop every year too?
No, but
No, but yeah, that's happened to me. Every once in a while, we'll get the band in there that.
They're not so talkative.
Well, we're just like, hey, we want to like get as much information about you out there as possible, and they're just either shy or they're not used to being on the radio or and so now we kind of open it up with, all right, who's going to be the one doing the talking? Because I've had bands of 7 come in before, and nobody says anything because they all think the other guy is going to talk. And so I'm like, let's nominate a team captain here. Let's have somebody talking. But I guess it's good that you haven't had that happen yet.
It's so surprising that people can get out there and rock their socks off, but then when they get a microphone on a radio, they don't know what to say.
A lot of them are just worried that they're going to cuss, I think. a lot of times.
Yeah.
We've had some undercover beer drinking going on here.
Every once in a while.
not.
No, we have not. No, that's never happened.
Not
before.
us.
No,
No, not us.
And no alcohol consumed on air because that is still
Not
one of
on
those
air,
requirements.
like out the door.
Yeah,
Like right
yeah. It's
outside the
always been
door,
outdoor.
they would come in
They've been
because
in their car driving home.
Yeah.
I did see some brown paper bags when I came in.
That's
tonight,
right.
but-
Well, we have a.
I totally
we have
made all
everyone-
that up.
Every once in a while, we have to go walk the dog, and we keep those bags around. Yeah. So.
well, the cats underneath the car, you have to pick up their poop. So.
Yeah, you get a free cat on the way out. By the way,
I did notice quite a few of them roaming when I.
is that not insane? I
Just
think it's because it's
take
gotten
one when you
colder. Like
leave.
the cats are just huddling together. And I think Gnurk is the crazy cat lady. I think that he's
I have
collecting
not
these
fed
cats.
those
He's
cats at
feeding the
all.
cats.
I believe those cats are here because there used to be like a dog kennel
Sure.
right there on what would have been 31st Street.
And cats love dog kennels.
Well,
why?
because they can get up on the fence and taunt the dogs.
What?
That's why you think the cats are here.
why I think
Because
I'm
there
not
used to be
gonna
a dog
lie.
kennel.
There
They
was a
love-
raccoon. I don't know why he's here.
Calvin,
You
you
saw
need to
the
take
raccoon.
those cats
I
when
mean,
you
we're in
leave
the middle
because
we're in Midtown. I don't know. It's like, what's
There's
this?
so many rodents. Just
Anybody with a black mask on, I'm afraid.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
No, we need to make Calvin take those cats because they're hovered under my car, and
Yeah.
I'm nervous that they're going to get up in the car.
Oh, they're already up
You
in
just
it.
start that car, and if they don't scatter, they'll shriek, and you'll know you got
I
one.
would
I'm going to drop them
sound
off
the
the power
horn.
and light when I-
Absolutely, yeah. Just take them and just stray cats on power and light. Just flood the place. Calvin, thank you very much for joining us on the Big Dumb Fun Show tonight. Once
thank
again,
you.
go to Facebook.com and link up with the High Voltage Rock and Roll Radio Show. It'll be on tomorrow night starting at midnight. You won't be on there till the 24th, though, if they want to listen to your
It's
Golden
going to be Chuck
Pipes.
the next 2 weeks, and I'll be there the 24th and Halloween.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Calvin.